Do you also wonder how Filipinos usually define and experience different kinds of relationships? And what those connections really mean in everyday life? Good day, everyone. My name is Crystal May Magalana, and I'm here to present on how to conduct a mini survey on Filipino relationships, focusing on family, school, and community. But before we dive into our topic, let's first define what is social relationship. Social relationships refer to the connections that exist between people who have recurring interactions that are perceived by the participants to have personal meaning. For example, me and my classmates get along pretty well. Now, what is relationship? Relationship is a way in which two or more people or groups regard and behave toward each other. But take notes. Relationships don't always have to be positive all the time. They should be healthy. To conclude, social relationship is any kind of connection or interaction you have with other people in society. On the other hand, when people say relationship, they usually mean deeper emotional bond, something built on trust, affection, commitment, or love. Furthermore, there are three types of relationships. The first one is family relationships. Relatives are people we are connected to through some form of kinships, such as parents, brothers and sisters, grandparents, aunts and uncles, or step-parents. The family includes siblings and parents whom you may see every day growing up, and other relatives such as cousins, aunts, uncles, and grandparents whom you may not see frequently. The second one is friends and acquaintances. Friends are people we are not related to but choose to interact with. A friend is a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. Friends are people we trust, respect, care about, and feel that we can confide in and want to spend time with. On the other hand, acquaintances are people you may encounter oftentimes, but are not friends or relatives. For instance, they may be a neighbor who lives in your road, a work colleague, or someone you have seen a few times at a social event but do not yet know well. Acquaintances are persons whom you know slightly but who is not a close friend. And the third and the last one is community relations. Community relations describe a company's interaction with a community in which it resides. Cambridge Dictionary defines it as a relationship that a company or organization has with the people who live in the area in which it operates. Building community relationships can be the most important communication activity undertaken by an organization for the good of the community. Now, let's all wonder how relationships among Filipinos differ from those in other countries. Well, there are really a lot of differences. And now, let's tackle them, specifically focused on family, school, and community. Filipinos are known for being hospitable, friendly, and family-oriented people. They value building strong and close family relationships, often maintaining close ties not only with their immediate family, but also with their extended relatives. Even when meeting someone for the first time, Filipinos warmly greet others with a smile, reflecting their genuine kindness and positive spirit. Overall, the Filipino perspective on relationships centers on love, respect, and togetherness within the family. Furthermore, homeschool partnership is established through cooperation, coordination, and collaboration to improve students' learning experiences, educational progress, and overall success in academic, social, emotional, and behavioral aspects. In the Philippines, parental involvement is highly valued, as active participation of parents in their children's education contributes to healthy development and positive outcomes. This partnership between home and school is further strengthened through the 3 R's: rapport, reaching out, and recognition of parents' vital role in education. Lastly, is the Filipino relationship in their community. It is evident that schools and communities should work closely together to achieve their shared goals. When schools become an integral part of the community, they can provide greater support for students, families, and staff. Effective collaboration and teamwork are essential in promoting community development, lifelong learning, and family self-sufficiency. Partnerships between schools and community resources can include various forms of cooperation, such as the use of school or neighborhood facilities and equipment, collaborative fundraising, mentoring and training by professionals, information sharing, networking, and recognition. These partnerships also involve shared responsibility in planning, implementing, and evaluating programs and services, as well as expanding opportunities for internships, employment, recreation, and fostering a strong sense of community. Narrative already tackled the definition of relationship. Specifically, Filipino relationship focus on family, school, and community. Let's now explore on how to conduct a mini-survey about the topic. Filipino relationships are commonly observed within the family, school, community, and various agencies. To understand how social relationships occur in the lives of teenagers, a mini-survey can be conducted. A mini-survey is a short and focused research tool designed to gather information on a specific topic. It typically contains 15 to 30 questions and is given to a small sample of about 25 to 70 people. These surveys usually use close-ended questions, which require respondents to choose from a limited set of answers rather than providing long, open comments. Mini-surveys are used to design the next stages of research, assess project feasibility, gather feedback from beneficiaries, and evaluate programs or projects. One of the main advantages of a mini-survey is that it can only be completed within 3 to 7 weeks, unlike large-scale surveys that may take up to a year. In development research, mini-surveys are often conducted as structured interviews instead of written questionnaires, allowing researchers to include participants who may have reading difficulties. Interviews also help respondents feel more comfortable during the process. Although mini-surveys may not provide highly precise results, they are effective in offering a general overview of a situation, trend, or pattern within a short period. Together, let's explore the steps in making a mini-survey. Step 1 is to clarify your objectives. Begin by identifying your purpose. Ask yourself, what do I want to find out and why? Is a mini-survey the best way to obtain this information? Will the answers to these questions meet my needs? Step 2 is to find out what else has been done. Look for existing surveys or studies related to your topic. You may find ready-made questions used by other researchers that could serve as useful reference or inspiration for your own work. However, avoid copying someone else's questions directly unless you are certain that they suit your objectives and context. Step 3 is to choose the respondents. Decide who will answer your survey. Determine whether you will include the entire group you are studying or use a smaller sample to represent the population. And the last step, step number 4, develop the questions. Create questions that clearly address your objectives and are appropriate for your chosen respondents. Lastly, let's see what are the guide in writing questions. The do's and don'ts. Use short and simple sentences. For sensitive topics, use a soft tone. Prefer the active voice. Repeat nouns instead of pronouns to avoid confusion. Avoid metaphors and colloquial expressions that may confuse respondents. Avoid subjectives or vague language. Do not use words like could, would, often, or nearer. Be clear and direct. limit possessive forms to prevent ambiguity. Use specific terms rather than general ones. Avoid double-barreled questions that ask about two different actions at once. By following these steps and guidelines, you can design a mini survey that is clear, focused, and effective in gathering the information you need. That's all for today's lessons. Again, I'm Crystal May Magalana. Thank you.